I'm Mike DeVries, and I'm a tattoo artist at MD Tattoo Studio in Northridge, California. My favorite style of tattooing, I guess, realism, but I do like to mix it up a lot, you know? And what I mean by mixing it up is, you know, just doing all different styles, actually. Like, you know, I do walk-ins sometimes, lettering, you know, just simple stuff, you know, all the way up to elaborate, you know, different pieces. I guess I'm technically known for realism, portraits, but, you know, mixing it up is key for me, you know, so I don't get bored. I started out doing more color, I guess, because the guy that apprenticed me did a lot of color. But throughout the years, you know, I really found a love for the black and gray art. So I mix it up, you know. I'm actually nowadays more excited to do black and gray than color. If I had to pick 3 of my all-time favorite tattoos, that's a tough one. I'd really have to think about it. The one that really stands out to me, I mean, kind of helped put me on the map back in the day, so it's got to be my favorite. It was an ape that I did on a buddy of mine, and it was like blue ape, shiny tongue, and back then, like, it stood out, you know. A lot of people didn't see that type of work, and you know, it was winning all kinds of awards and all this stuff because people were tripping out that, you know, they've never seen a tattoo, you know, like a tongue that was like so shiny, and it's a damn tongue that like put me on a map, you know, which was pretty cool. So that's like one. That's got to be like one of my favorites. And then there's a Jack Black portrait that I liked a lot. And I'm gonna have to go with, just off the top of my head, Dale Earnhardt portrait. And now that I think about it, actually, I'm gonna go with a fourth, a drag racer tattoo that I did some years back. And it was an original photo that was taken from the 50s, like an old school drag racer. And yeah, so I'm gonna go with 4 on this one. When I first started tattooing, I bought a lot of books. You know, I got a lot of inspiration, reference photos out of books, a lot of animals, you know. I was at like the bookstore all the time. It was crazy. But nowadays, you know, I like to shoot my own photography if I can. You know, if somebody walks in and wants a portrait of somebody famous, you know, I obviously can't get a hold of that person and do a photo shoot with, you know, like Robert De Niro. That would be impossible. But I like to manipulate a lot of my stuff in Photoshop and enhance certain images. But if I can get away with it, I would definitely shoot it myself, and you know, even, you know, go all out and get lights, and then I'll still put it into Photoshop and tweak things even more, just to try and make things a little bit more unique, just to try and stand out. Especially nowadays, like, there's 4 million guys doing realism, so it's like, you gotta do something a little bit different. For example, it was a crusty doll. It was a 2-dimensional piece, but I was able to make it more 3-dimensional just because of the knowledge that I've gained throughout the years, which is pretty cool to be able to do that. If you're looking to get an appointment with me, a lot of people say, you know, I'm like the president, really hard to get a hold of, and but I'm really not. If you're local, the best thing to do is just to come in. Come in, talk to me. I like to meet the people, you know, my possible client, future client. I like to vibe it out a little bit, you know, especially if it's a big project. You know, if they want a back piece, I might be like, you know, and then recommend somebody else in the shop. Or it might be a piece that's not up my alley, so I'll recommend somebody else anyway. Giving me a lot of freedom, like if you email me and put in, you know, I want this a certain way and it has to be this, and I got $40, like, I'm probably gonna say no to it. But you know, if everything looks good on the form, artistic freedom, cool idea, you know, I like tattooing locals, so if you're far away, I tend to stray away from that nowadays because it puts my schedule on lockdown. I'm fortunate enough to be busy enough to, you know, be picky and choosy, but that's just kind of where it's at right now, you know. Just hop on mdtattoos.com and click the contact link, fill out the form, and that'll, you know, send the email over to me and I'll get back to you. Just be patient, you know. I do answer all my emails. just don't freak out if it's not within a day, you know, ever reply within a day or two. But I will get back to most people. My name is Mike DeVries. Thanks for checking out my portfolio. Best starting part, or your best starting point, I should say. I fucked that up.